What's up, weirdos? These are my goji berries, and I'm going to take some cuttings from them. Little background is I bought a single goji berry plant a couple years ago, and I planted it in the ground a little bit deeper than I should have, and it died. Yeah, we got a little too much rain, and it just wasn't going to make it. So, and I noticed it. I saw it starting to die, so I took a bunch of cuttings from it. And this is the result. I put them in some pots, and they ended up doing pretty well over the last 2 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more cuttings because I ultimately want to get these planted in the ground. Now the big problem for me is we have heavy clay soil, and that's not great for goji berries. They like kind of sandy, dry soil. So I'm going to have to add a lot of compost, but I'm going to hedge my bets, and I'm going to take a bunch of cuttings of these. So that is the plan for today. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Goji berries are really easy to take cuttings from. You just clip off a little branch and you root it, take some of these leaves off, and that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I got my little peat pots over here. I just mixed some compost and a little bit of peat humus in with this, and we're going to go ahead and water these and get the soil nice and moist. And then I'm going to go ahead and take probably about 10 cuttings from our goji berry plant. I got 2 of them here, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use my trusty pruners here. And very important, guys, always make sure you wipe them down with some rubbing alcohol, because you do not want to spread any disease. Do not want to spread disease from one plant to another. So we're going to do that after each cut. Alright, so this is going to be kind of hard for me to do this with one hand, but you can see kind of this length right here. This is what, about 5 or 6 inches? You don't want to go any shorter than that. So we want to go with something maybe about 8 inches. I don't know if we're going to get 10 cuts on this. We're going to go with this, about 6. I'm going to cut kind of like that. Pretty simple. So there's one, and let's go ahead and get another cut here. We're going to go ahead and cut this one very carefully. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take off the leaves until I get like up here to the top. We'll leave those ones on, and then we'll go ahead and root these. Alright guys, here's our cuttings. Now, I didn't want to over prune, so I just took 8 cuttings, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and pull these leaves off of here. And this seems like very barbaric what you're doing to the plant, but it will be fine. There we go. And we're just going to leave these top leaves on here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scratch this up a little bit. Right, just going to scratch it up just a little bit on the bottom. That's going to help it root a little bit. Right, it's going to help promote root growth. Just like that. You don't have to do a whole lot, just enough to get it going. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and now I'm going to go ahead and put some rooting hormone on that, and then we'll go ahead and put it in our little pots. I also went ahead and dipped it in a little bit of water. So now I'm just gonna put it in some root powder, just like that. And I'm just gonna dig a little bit of a hole in here and just place it right in there. And that should be good. There we go. Very simple. That's how you root goji berry, and you just leave it in there for, I don't know, a few weeks, maybe a month or so, and make sure you're giving it some water, and it should be fine. So we're just going to do that with all of these. This one might root better, these bigger ones. Alright guys, I got them all planted, so they are good to go. Now you definitely don't need rooting powder to get your plants to root, your goji berries. I've had success without it, but it definitely helps. So you can get yourself some rooting powder. This is just some stuff I got off of Amazon. but you can use that, and it'll certainly help speed things up and give you a better chance of rooting everything. Some of them will make it, some of them won't, but I figure this will give us a nice start for next year, and I'm gonna try to get all of them planted if I can. So now what I'm gonna do is just put these in the shade for a few days and let them recover, and then we'll get them out in the sun for a little bit. The big thing is we want to make sure that this stays pretty moist, that way the roots will start to take. So that is the goal with that. So we'll call the video there. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like, let me know what you thought in the comments, share with your friends, and subscribe to get more videos. And there will be hopefully many more goji berry videos in the future. Hopefully these don't die. So that is my hope, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.